American Fiction, directed by Cord Jefferson. Now, I'm going to give y'all a disclaimer. When I first seen the trailer for this film a couple of months ago, I judged it. I misjudged it. I thought this film was going to be another tongue-in-cheek, ignorant nigga movie. And what I mean by that is, you got certain films that black people do where it's like black buffoonery, and Hollywood has a history of this, doing these black buffoonery films. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. This book actually was adopted by, this movie was actually adopted by a book by Everett, I think the brother's name is Percival Everett, excuse me, who worked at USC. He was a professor. The book came out in 2001. But American Fiction is about the protagonist, Jeffrey Wright, who was the loneliest monk. That's his name. That's his literary name. He has a brother and a sister. His brother is Sterling K. Brown, and his sister is Tracy Ellis Ross's fine ass. So the protagonist, the loneliest, is a 50-something intellectual man. He has to take a leave of absence from teaching at his college, at a professor's college at a school here in LA. So I'm thinking UCLA or USC. He goes back home to Boston to spend time with his family. Now, I was watching this film, and there were certain things about this film, and I'm like, damn, I'm very much like this man. I'm very intellectual. I am not the biggest family man. I'm not. Like, outside of me and my wife, I don't really reach out to my family that much. And it's a character flaw of mine, but I was seeing a lot of myself in this character where he was not a big family man. And the film goes on to where he goes back home to Boston. His books are not selling because he's writing intellectual books. And in the literary world, books don't sell that well anymore anyway. Most people don't read. But when it comes from the voice of an intellectual comes from a black man, people, especially in the literary world, they don't really want to read it as much. But when it comes from a white dude, they'll listen. So his books aren't selling like that. And he ends up going to a book festival in Massachusetts. And Issa Rae's character, her name's Centaura, forgot her last name, but she writes this book, and it's like in the most ghetto ass slave nigga vernacular. We talks about this and you know what I mean? Just like on some super like slave plantation nigga vernacular. And you grow to realize with her character, she's not that at all. She's an intellectual woman. But she's actually wrote the book because she's like, you know what? I'm writing the book because I actually want to sell books, you know? So, but Thelonious Monk's character, he's gripping with the fact of, damn, do I write this, you know, do I write this typical black trauma book that white people love, you know? Because it shows it like in Centaura's book, Issa Rae's book. The white people are like, oh my God, it's the most amazing book. And it's about black people, just ghetto black shit, like typical, stereotypical baby mama shit, you know, it just ghetto. And we're all not ghetto. We're, you know, black people are not, black Americans are not monolithic in that way. So, basically, his book, he ends up writing a book just fucking around on some typical, you know, ghetto black vernacular shit. And what happens is he shops the book around, and eventually the book sells and it becomes a #1 New York Times bestseller. This man has written multiple books that never even cracked New York's best time seller. In this book that he writes with, you know, with the name of Stagger Lee, you know, and he creates this character, Stagger Lee, and he's on the run from the police and all this other shit. But this movie was so much better than I thought it would be. Honestly, I loved it. I love the dynamic of him with his family. I'm not going to give away too much, but I'm going to say this. It definitely shows how you can be so wrapped up in your work that you come off very cold to your family. And I know for certain, watching this film, I was like, that's me, you know. So I give the movie, I give it a 93. I thought it was great. Cord Jefferson was the writer or the director. I think he wrote it too. Cord Jefferson wrote and directed it, and it was adopted from, like I said, from Percival Everett, from his book in 2001. But American Fiction, honestly, it had Erica Alexander from Living Single. It had, you know, it was a good movie, man. It was dope. You know, it was so much better than I thought, and I'm glad I watched it because my mind of earlier periods, I would have been, you know, because I used to be on some super pro black shit. I'm not no more. I would have been like, nah, fuck that. I ain't gonna watch that shit. Because I seen the preview, and the preview showed Issa Rae reading an excerpt from her book, and she was talking like, she was reading like super stereotypical ass shit. And I pride myself as a man that I'm an intellectual, and I don't like stereotypical shit, especially in the Black American world or whatever. But I recommend this movie to anybody. It's funny, it's snarky. Cord Jefferson, you did an amazing job, brother. If you're watching this, I'm a fan, and I will definitely be watching more of your films. But like I said, I give it a 93. And honestly, I know that it's up for a bunch of Oscars. It's gonna win. It's gonna win some Oscars. I don't know what nominations it's up for. Actually, I think it's up for best film. I don't know. I don't know if it'll win that one, but I think it'll definitely, Jeffrey Wright will definitely win, I think, for best actor. I think he's up for that. Good film. Great film. Check it out.